Hello once again YouTube, Chris the Nightbringer here bringing you some StarMade dev build updates. This is dev build 0.18697. And I'll be completely honest, I didn't actually know some of the features were in the dev build already. It's been very quiet. You know, there's not a lot of information coming out of the devs right now. I don't know why. Maybe it's just, you know, the fact that the GUI has taken so long that, you know, the hype has died down a bit and they haven't had a chance to get everybody excited. But just today, a release candidate was posted for the next update, which means the GUI is right around the corner. We may be seeing it by the time this video comes out. We may be seeing it within the next few days, who knows. But I wanted to get into the dev build and see what features they have added. Of course, most of it concerning the GUI and the HUD. And it looks like it's been in here for a while, so I apologize for not talking and posting this video a little bit earlier, but you'll be able to see all the new stuff that's coming with the new UI. And a lot of it's not finished yet, but what is here is freaking phenomenal, and I'm pretty excited for it. So I am here in a Heron. We're in a dev build server of mine, and as you can see, there are already a few changes that you should be able to notice, right off the bat. I am next to a shop, so you can see up there in the upper right, sort of, it's, you know, upper right, upper center right, next to the speed, you can see that there's a button that says B, and that's obviously for the shop. It's got a credit icon, and that button lights up when you're within range of a shop. So if I press shop, here is the new shop menu. Look at that. You'll be seeing these menus as soon as you spawn. Even the spawn menu has been updated to have this graphical interface. Of course, everything looks phenomenal. You know, all these pictures are here finally. Some of the especially things under the ship category. These jump drives and jump drive modules didn't have images for a long time, at least for my builds of the game. My own credits, or is that shop credits? No, shop credits is there. Own credits is there. Okay, I'm just making sure. If you cannot afford something, these two buttons right here will be grayed out, which is pretty interesting. I think when I was trying to buy stuff that I couldn't afford, these buttons were grayed out, which was interesting. So I'm sure if I bought a ton of stuff, it would gray out and it would tell me I couldn't put or take any more of a certain item. So there's just like little details like that you'll notice. You can see down at the bottom, the health bar is much sleeker. It's very thin, a lot thinner than I honestly expected it to be. 120 out of 120 health. Honestly, I didn't know we only had 120 health. I thought it was just 100. It's kind of an odd number to put it on. Oh, there's another shop down there. Interesting. So, yeah, we got that going on. If I jump into the actual control of this ship, you'll see in the upper right, in the very corner, is the new map. And this really isn't the best ship to demonstrate this on, so I'll jump into something more agile, wherever it may have gone. Wow, okay, that's kind of far away. So as I move around, you'll see the little map icon rotate, and it's a much easier to understand map than it was before. Where the hell did all my stuff go? There it is. And you can also see the new bars on the left and the right of the screen. On the far right, in the blue, we have power, and it will tell you how much of your power is left, as well as how much your ship is consuming at any time. So just by flying, I'm up to negative 161 power per second, right? And I'll come back over here, and when I stop, it will drop down to negative 11 power per second. So that's pretty neat. I am very fond of that. On the left side, we have shielding in orange. Shielding will also tell you how much you're gaining per second if the shield bar is below 100%. And right next to that we have thrust in green, and it will tell you how fast you're going and approximately how throttled up you are, which is pretty insane. Speed is also displayed at the top, kind of in the center. You can see it there. I'm not really sure why it's displayed in two spots. There you go. When you target an entity, you no longer have to look at the ship's text in order to read its stats. You can see that on the upper left corner. It's a little obscured because I have information being displayed, and I don't really know how to turn that off. It used to be an option, I think, but I can't find it, so I'm not really sure how to get rid of that information. I was also told that it would be pushed down anyway, probably down to the lower left corner, or just below that informational little thing up there in the corner. So you can see that there's 231,412 power, which is at 100% of this ship, and 100% shielding. So real quick, let's jump into this bomber right here, and we'll shoot our missiles at this heron that is in front of us, and it should drop down the shields on that, and you should see the bar in the upper left corner drop down. Yes? No? Oh, I have to target the ship. If you're not targeting the ship, apparently it displays your own stats, which is interesting. And again, I'm learning these things as you guys are, which is pretty neat, because I figured I wouldn't spend all this time trying to show you every single thing. I'm just trying to get you an idea of all the cool changes that they've made. So as you can see, the shielding is at 81%, so that bar is at 81%, which is really nice. You get an actual visual representation of the shielding and power capabilities of ships now, or their percentages and stuff, which is really nice. This is something that I actually mentioned on the forums, and for some reason people were opposed to it. But like, just being able to see an enemy's, or even an ally's ship's power and shields represented with like a visual type of representation is so much nicer. And I really like that, and I'm glad that's finally in the game, because frankly, I never read the text. I didn't give a shit. So yeah, let's see. If we open up this tab again for the shop, you'll see all of those new all the tabs that you used to click on that were kind of surrounding this box are now up here. Oh, okay, that was weird. I'm sorry. I got distracted by the fact that the black bars were on the side of my screen, and I thought for some reason my resolution was wrong, and it's actually just the fact that I'm flying a ship with a really weirdly placed core. I am sorry about that. So you can see that all those tabs are up here now at the very top. I actually couldn't find them for a few seconds, and I was kind of scared because I didn't know how to get to each of these individual tabs. If you click on navigation, you can see that that all this looks very nice. You can see the icons and their colors. Catalog, which is pretty much the same. Got some nice buttons here. Faction, stuff that I really don't pay attention to that much. Oh wow, that actually looks like it has more buttons, but I may be wrong. Crew, which again, not really a thing that's been implemented yet. I have no messages, so I don't think it's letting me see that. Maybe that's just not finished yet, who knows. I believe if I press F4, it will bring up the mail. It should also be noted that you can move every single one of these panels. Apparently I cannot move this panel. It's not letting me. Yeah, it's not letting me. Maybe it's because I've got the mail window open. But I could create new mail and do all that stuff. I can press cancel. But I can move this around. And you can tell when you've grabbed it, it will display a little like bar. And if you move above it, you'll see a smaller bar appear on the edge. And what that is you can now resize windows as you see fit. And that is just fantastic. You can do all sorts of crazy stuff. This doesn't work on every single window right now. For example, if I go into the options and I try and resize, some things will work, some things will not. Or at least that's what happened last time. Yes? No? Yes, see, it's not... there's a few bugs, but this actually works relatively well on most screens. It does get a little funky if you try and compress it down too much, but that, of course, makes sense. But it's getting somewhere. This is, a fantastic step in the right direction, and I think that's fantastic. Speaking of settings, if we go into General, you can... I'm not sure if this was a feature before, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't. Correct me if I'm wrong, but indication only for indicators for other sectors. So if I set this to indication and arrow, as you cannot read that. Okay, I'm hoping in the future we'll be able to move this over. Indication and arrow. You'll see now that there's arrows right here. There's one up here. indicating, you know, where the sectors are and all that stuff. And I can turn it off. I can turn on the indicator only, or I could turn on the arrows as well. It would appear, excuse me, it would appear that each type of icon on the HUD, the arrows on your HUD, are changed based on what they are. For example, a ship has a triangle inside another triangle. The shop has some sort of strange diamond shape inside the triangle with a base. Let's see what else. Oh no, we'll open up nav and we will where is it? Set nav filter asteroids, undefined. An asteroid is a circle with a base inside the triangle. What else is there? Oh god, I'm slowly... I don't know buttons, apparently. Set nav filter. Docked, turrets, you know, just... I'm sure all of these have their own individual things. You can check them out yourself. I'm not gonna try sitting here spawning them all in. Oh, Jesus, wow, look at that. You can even change this box. Again, it's a little funky, and that's probably just because it's an image and not an actual... like, you know, sort of weird window thingy, but still, you can move it around, you can do all sorts of crazy things with it. And now I'm starting to realize why it took so long to get this all implemented, because that does seem like quite a big undertaking, you know. Before, updates consisted of things like, oh look, we like weapon update, the universe update, and this update have taken the longest, I think. So it's definitely obvious as to why that's happening. Also, just so you can get a better look, I'm going to increase the size of the minimap. You can also search the settings. So if I wanted... Oh, what is the radar setting? I search radar, there it is. Guys, that is fucking awesome. That is awesome. So I got a big radar map in the right side there. Let me jump into a ship that's more maneuverable. And as I rotate, you'll see the objects rotate around you. So, personally, I'm hoping that a future addition is the changing of that so that a plane is added. You can see that there's a circular plane in the window, but it does not move with you, and I think that would definitely help in visualizing how you're rotating in space, because even though I'm moving this way, it still looks a little funky. I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm saying that's a huge improvement over the previous system, but just to finish it off, I would like it if that circular plane also rotated based on your orientation. See, right now I'm aligned, so that circular plane would be completely flat. It would appear as if it was a straight line going across that circle in the upper right, the radar section, and as I looked down, that circle would encompass the entire radar window. I think that would be the final touch to really bring that all together. Right now, it would seem, and actually, let me turn off the indicators for sectors. Let's get rid of that. So we're not in that. Resume. Okay, so it still appears to be showing sectors on my screen. That's what I'm thinking I'm looking at. Maybe I'm mistaken. Let me look at the nav filters that I have set. We'll do shops and ships. How about that? We'll exit this. Okay, so you can see that there's a shop down there, and the shop icon is purple, of course. It's not appearing because it's not close, apparently. But if you look at the radar, you can see a little purple dot. Hopefully you can see that. There's a little pink purple dot, which is the shop color. And if I were to look directly at the shop, you'll know that it kind of lines up with directly what I'm looking at. It's a little off, to be completely honest. That shop icon should be right on top of my dot. It should be right on top of it, but it's not. And I think that's something that might throw players off just a little bit, because it's not displaying it according to what your view is. It's displaying it sort of... It's almost as if it's displaying the map from here instead of from here. And that, I think, it might be a little bit of an issue. But I'm not sure. We'll see how players like it, and we'll see if it really helps them at all. It's a little small. And I understand that, you know, you got to keep it clean and you got to keep it uncluttered, but hopefully in the future it'll be even easier to read. And I definitely think that's a step in the right direction. Without going on much longer, what else was I going to show you? Oh, if I activate a module on this ship, you'll see up here a little icon, and it's telling me that I've got some sort of effect going on. It's the piercing effect, so I guess that might be the icon for piercing effect. I have no idea. I'm hoping that each of the effects have their own icon. That'd be really cool, because then eventually we could understand and display them and understand what those little icons mean, and we could just associate it with a little picture, which would be really nice. But that's pretty cool. Hopefully this... I was kind of hoping this would be a little bit bigger, because that's what I saw in the launcher news thing, but we're not seeing that apparently. I can give away credits. I can craft basic factory. This is now a movable structure with a legitimate looking loading bar. You can view the graph, which is also something that you can move around. This window seems to work, actually. That's nice. Very awesome. So, all in all, the updates are coming along nicely. If I go to the galaxy map, there's one last thing I wanted to show you. Something that I haven't seen for a long time. In fact, I haven't seen this since I did my galaxy update for the dev build. So if I just admin warp, hopefully I'm not near anything dangerous. If I just admin warp over here, you can see that I'm in a nice reddish sector. It's just a random sector that I've chosen, a random star system. Something that I have personally not seen in a long time is the galaxy, which you can't really see right now, but if I get rid of the background image, there you have it. There's your galaxy. I'm sitting above a spiral arm of the galaxy. It's wrapping around. I'm not sure how well you can see this. It's a bit dark, but there it is. Cluster of stars that comprises the galaxy. It's quite impressive. I'm hoping that in the future they add a little bit of a glow behind each of these stars, render a glow near the star, so that the galaxy actually lights up in the direction that the galaxy is. I think that would be freaking awesome. So, that's it for this episode. I am going to turn back on... Oh god, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm going to turn back on the image. And I also, just so you know, I haven't seen that full galaxy yet, because for some reason it seems broken on my stable build. I'm not sure why. But, it's just... Oh, you know what I wanted to see? Oh, let's try something real quick. Draw other galaxies in the map. Okay. So we're gonna check something. So if I go to the map, it's gonna be a little slow, because it's rendering like 9 galaxies at once, which is a ton of stars. Thousands upon thousands of stars. Look at that galaxy down there. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn off... this probably won't work. Oh. Background image. Yeah, I didn't think it would work. It'd be really neat if you could see, like, even if it was just like a fake image of other galaxies. I think that'd be really cool. I think that would be so freaking cool. Okay, well, I tried. So yeah, this was a little bit of a long video. I wasn't planning on making it so long. But holy shit, guys. I'm fucking around with these settings and I'm not really accomplishing anything, and it really has nothing to pertain to the actual update. But I just wanted to show you guys what is in store for us, and I may be doing a more legit video when it comes to the full release, and you know, if there are any potential changes that I was not aware of. Let me add and warp back to my location. So, yes, be excited. I am excited. It's really awesome. It's really cool. I love the way everything is turning out. It looks great, and it's definitely, you know, shaping up to make this game look legit. Definitely legit. You know, this is needed, and it looks good, and it suits the style that I think we all kind of like. It kind of reminds me of Bench's shipyard HUD, and of course he had some input, if not direct creative control over this update in some way or another, so no wonder it looks so similar. Anyway, this has gone on long enough, whatever. I'm sick. Subscribe for more, and I will see you all for the next one. A little bit earlier, but you'll be able to see all the new stuff that's coming with the new UI, and a lot of it's not finished yet, but what is here is freaking phenomenal, and I'm pretty excited for it. So I am here in a Heron. We're in a dev build server of mine, and as you can see, there are already a few changes that you should be able to notice right off the bat. I am next to a shop, so you can see up there in the upper right, sort of, it's, you know, upper right, down a bit, and they haven't had a chance to get everybody excited, but just today, a release candidate was posted for the next update, which means the GUI is right around the corner. We may be seeing it by the time this video comes out. We may be seeing it within the next few days, who knows. But I wanted to get into the dev build and see what features they have added, of course, most of it concerning the GUI and the HUD, and it looks like it's been in here for a while, so I apologize for not talking and posting this video category. These jump drives and jump drive modules didn't have images for a long time, at least for my builds of the game. My own credits, or is that shop credits? No, shop credits is there. Own credits is there. Okay, I'm just making sure. If you cannot afford something, these two buttons right here will be grayed out, which is pretty interesting. I think when I was trying to buy stuff that I couldn't afford, these buttons were grayed out, which was interesting. So I'm sure if I bought a ton of stuff, upper center right, next to the speed, you can see that there's a button that says B, and that's obviously for the shop. It's got a credit icon, and that button lights up when you're within range of a shop. So if I press shop, here is the new shop menu. Look at that. You'll be seeing these menus as soon as you spawn. Even the spawn menu has been updated to have this graphical interface. Of course, everything looks phenomenal. You know, all these pictures are here finally. Some of the especially things under the ship. Hello once again, YouTube. Chris the Nightbringer here, bringing you some StarMade dev build updates. This is dev build 0.18697, and I'll be completely honest. I didn't actually know some of the features were in the dev build already. It's been very quiet. You know, there's not a lot of information coming out of the devs right now. I don't know why. Maybe it's just, you know, the fact that the GUI has taken so long that, you know, the hype has died.